I think it was at Big Ten Media Days when it first came up. Kevin Warren, I think it was talking about how a 16-team playoff is on the table right now. And the only person I had heard say it before then, I was listening to an interview not long ago with West Virginia President E. Gordon Gee, and he said that he would like to have a 16-team playoff. He's actually a proponent. He's in favor of a 16-team playoff, and he was the first person I'd ever heard say that. And he actually is on the 11-person committee that will be the deciding factor of whether they, what they do with the playoffs. So he's an important guy to have on your team or have on board. Didn't think much else about it, and then it came up again at Big Ten Media Days with Kevin Warren. So I thought, you know what, this is something that we may get. I think as fans we would love. I know I would like to have 16 teams. I know there might be some pushback from some players potentially. That's what concerns me a little bit is players, because how are you going to get a 16-team playoff? I mean, that's it. What's that? You have to play. So you go from 16 to 8 to 4. You'd have to play the championship contenders would have to play 4 more games in a season. So how do you get that in? Uh, I don't know. You'd have to extend the season somewhat or start the season earlier. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I personally would love it, obviously, as a fan, because that's just more football and more meaningful football, more games that mean something, right? So I'm all for it, man, because I'd rather have a 12-team playoff because 16 might be too many games for the players. Uh, some of the players may balk at this because, we know we're this close to having players unionized, guys. There's a college football players association already formed. They're already out there trying to unionize players. They almost had Penn State's quarterback on board. He started getting some pressure from some of his friends at other schools, other Big Ten schools. So he backed off of talking with the College Football Players Association. There's a rumor that there was even some pressure being applied from up top by Kevin Warren, trying to prevent this union from happening. But at some point, college football players are going to unionize, guys. It's coming, whether we like it or not. It's coming, and this 16-team playoff, in my opinion, could be what ends up driving this union to form, because these players may not want to play all these games. It's hard on their bodies. They all want to go to the next level and play. There's CTE's no concern now that everybody's got on their minds. So I'm not sure we will ever get to 16 without a fight. Like I said, as a fan, I love it, but looking at it from a player's perspective, it may not be the great. But you know what? Uh, FCS schools make it work. Division II schools make it work. So I don't see why Power 5 schools or I should say FBS schools shouldn't be able to make it work either. So